What if I told you studying less could actually help you learn more? Most students study the wrong way. They reread notes, highlight, cram the night before, and then wonder why nothing sticks. The good news is that science has shown smarter study methods that will help you save time and improve your memory. The first strategy I want to talk about is the retrieval method. So you are going back in your notes and rereading, but really what sets things on fire is testing yourself, going through it and making sure that you understand some of the key comments from whatever it was, like a lecture or the lesson that you did. And then when you're doing that, create flashcards. Create a little test for yourself. See if you know it. Even have AI help you to test you on that subject matter, and that will take you way further. And even think about calling on a friend. So if you're in college or if you are homeschooling at home, you can have your kiddos test each other and see how they do. And this will get you way further with your studying. The next strategy I want to talk about is the spacing effect. So, what I want you to do, instead of cramming the night before or cramming all the information in one session, think about spacing that information over days or even weeks. So that way your brain has time to fully bring in the information and commit it to long-term memory. That's where the learning happens. Consistently going over the same thing over and over again, little chunks at a time, and it will help you retain that information. There's apps that can help you do this. There's something called Quizlet that is worth looking into to help you test yourself and learn this stuff over time. And something to keep in mind is that a lot of the curriculums, when we are teaching it to you, I'm thinking about my experience as a teacher, a lot of the information is cyclical. So, what that means is you'll introduce a concept and then you'll go over that concept like 2 days later, 3 days later, even 2 weeks later. So you're constantly being exposed to that information. So you are essentially doing this for yourself when you're studying. So you are bringing things back around just to make sure that you understand it and that it is cemented in your memory. The third strategy I want to go over is chunking. Think about our brains. Our brains love patterns. And when you were growing up, think about how you learned your parents' phone number. We learn in chunks. So when you're learning phone numbers, at least with my kiddos as well, I'll teach them the area code first, and then the next part, and then the next part, and then before you know it, you have put it all together. So when you are studying, think about like tasks and chunk them together in small bite-sized pieces of information, and it will be way easier to assimilate that information by doing it in small chunks, and those chunks are related tasks or information. And strategy number four is interleaving. This is very underrated, but a very powerful strategy. All interleaving is that you are, instead of doing the same type of problem over and over again, you mix it up. So let's use math for an example. If you're studying math, first you want to do fractions, then decimals, and then percentages. And then that way your brain can apply it in different ways. I know personally when I was a kid, I learned my multiplication facts so fast and I was like, I got it, I'm good, I'm good. But then my teacher would start to give us word problems, and I was very bad at word problems. I was like, man, I knew this, and then like I just want to do this one type of problem because I know I can do well at it. But the beauty of this is like you switch it up, and then that way you can apply these things to different parts of life, different types of math. So interleaving is super important. Try that out for yourself. Change up the types of problems that you're doing and see how that helps you. And the last strategy I want to go over is taking active notes. This is actually my personal favorite. This is how it helped me get through college, and I am personally teaching my kids how to take effective notes. But when you are taking notes, think of mind mapping. Think of thinking on paper, actually creating a summary of what you've learned instead of writing things word for word, because it helps you process information deeply and it sticks it in there, makes it almost like sticky information. Like you hear it, it's like, okay, You hear it, it will pass over you, but if you start to write it down and process the information on paper, it kind of sticks in there. So, active notes, my personal favorite. And do you want a bonus hack to hack your focus? I want you to try using the Pomodoro technique. All it is that you set a 25-minute timer and then you set what you want to get done within those 25 minutes. There's something about having a timer to complete a task that makes you more effective. I don't know what the research says, but I have personally used it and I love it. I know when I'm using it, I know I'm like, okay, I have 25 minutes to complete this task and then I can go take a break. So instead of this long study session with no end in sight, you know that you have 25 minutes to complete a task, and then after that, you get a break. And a lot of the times, people will put in like a 5 minute break after that 25 minutes. So it's like 5 minute, or excuse me, 25-minute chunks, 5 minute break. Now you can play around with those times. I think 25 minutes for me personally is a little short, but I would suggest starting with that. I like to do 50 minutes on and then a 10-minute break. So that way I can eat something and drink some water. So tell me how this works for you. Okay, so let's recap. We have retrieval practice, space repetition, chunking, interleaving, and active notes. These aren't just study tips, these are research backed study tips. So give them a go and let me know in the comments below how they help you out. Are you going to try any of these this week? Pick one and give it a go this week and let me know how it goes in the comments below. I'll talk to you soon.